Hi, good evening. This is just a really quick Facebook Live because I tried to do one earlier in my Playing Bigger Facebook group and somehow it vanished into thin air. And actually, maybe I thought that was for a reason because this message is going to be more broadly helpful for people. So, as you may know, I'm running a consistency challenge at the moment in that group, Playing Bigger with Coach Susie Ramroop. And the objective for that challenge is, as it says on the tin, to be consistent for the month of July. Now, the benefit of being consistent is so many-fold. I can't begin to describe it to you. But for me, I've been observing a pattern where I say I want things, I put in the effort, but because I don't do it consistently, I don't actually get to see the results. And then I start to tell myself a story that actually, well, I did that thing and it didn't get me a result. But the problem is you can't deem that it hasn't got you the result until you've done whatever your committed action was consistently. So for that reason, I'm running a consistency challenge in my Playing Bigger group at the moment. And for me, it is about a couple of things in my business, but I am accountable in that group to go live every day and exercise. Now, the purpose of me doing my exercises are twofold. One is to strengthen my knees because I am running a half marathon later this year. But the other thing is because I'm fed up of every day thinking silently but acknowledging deep down that I am not happy with my belly or my bum or my thighs. As happy as I am with myself, those things are on a silent, or not a silent, a kind of dormant soundtrack in my head where there's a slight acknowledgement every day. Even though I go about my day in high spirits, I notice it every day. And noticing it every day is chipping away at something, and that something is the amount that I trust myself. So if I say I want something, and yet I don't put the work in to consistently achieve that result, then in my world, I don't really want it. So July for me is about getting consistent, and I have a number of people joining me. Now, we're on day 11, and this is the thing that I want to share with you. That on day 11, I am really noticing some shifts in the group, but mainly, if I'm honest, in me. And I've noticed that I have had a story running that I think was helpful to me for most of my life, but I've just realised it doesn't serve me anymore, and I thought I should share this with people in case it helps. Normally it does. Normally someone goes, thank God you said that because this is how I feel about it. Now, the thing that I've observed is that my story was that competition motivated me. Now, what I mean by that is, a number of times over the years, I thought I'm going to do a plank challenge for whatever month of the year it is, which consistently means for 30 days I'm going to do the plank in some form or another. In order to honour that commitment, my way of keeping me motivated was to get someone else on board. So that if they said, yeah, I've done my plank challenge today, I'd be thinking, oh, they've done it, so I better do it. And I thought what that was competition. I thought what it was in me that was responding was some kind of competitive energy. And I believed this for a very long time, like about 30 years probably. And literally this weekend, I thought, it's not motivating me anymore. And what I mean by that is it's not taking me from this place that I'm in to this place that I want to get to in a way that is helpful to me. So I have got a set of exercises that I am doing that have been given to me by my physio to strengthen my knees. And I have got a plank challenge that I am following that I got from the internet. That's my consistency challenge. It means I've bitten off 3 things, so those 2 things, and go live every day, packaged up into my consistency challenge. And what I've noticed is that there are some people in the group beating themselves up because they can't keep up with me, even though their challenge is not the same as my challenge. So they came into the consistency challenge, wanted to achieve their goal, This was about what they wanted to do for themselves. One lady, for example, wants to drink hot water and lemon every morning. Now, you might think, hot water and lemon every morning, well, that's not very challenging. But to her, it is challenging. She's been wanting to do this for years. She knows what the health benefits are. She's totally intellectually bought into them, but she's inconsistent, and so she's not seeing the results. For me, it's a physical exercise thing, which, when I do those physical exercise things, energise me to do other things consistently in my business, for example. But if you're saying to yourself, I really want to do this, and you get all excited about this thing that you're going to commit to, and then you find, well, you haven't done it again, that's because you haven't got any accountability and you haven't got a true commitment to being consistent. So if you want to try getting consistent this month, come over and join us in the Playing Bigger Facebook group, because I will keep you accountable in there. Now, that person that's doing their hot water and lemon, that's their goal. They're not looking at me doing the plank going, maybe I ought to go and do the plank. However, what is happening is people that are doing exercises and going, well, my exercises aren't as good as her exercises, and I now don't feel very good about myself because she's clearly fitter than I am. And that's not the example I set out to lead with. I set out to say, this is what I'm going to do. I am committed to doing it, and I am accountable because I will go live every day and show you that I'm doing it. It's the ultimate accountability. But I'm doing what I said I would do for me, and this is my version of playing bigger. So not only have I seen people trying to keep up and compare themselves with me, but I've also seen, and this is how it links to my story about competition, that when I am looking at other people and considering comparing myself to them, it's like a temptation, but that's not what my goal is. So for example, my plank challenge is a stretch for me. It is me playing bigger. To hold the plank is very difficult for me, but it isn't very difficult for some people. And some people are doing it for longer than me. Some people are doing it in a more difficult style than me. So for example, I'm on my elbows, some people are on their hands. And if I believed that competition motivated me, I'd be thinking, well, they're on their hands, I'm going to do it on my hands next time. But for the first time in my life, I've noticed going, yeah, but that's their challenge. I'm not competing with them. It's competition enough to be consistent. So the message, I guess, here is that whatever you commit to doing for you, that you define as a stretch, it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. It matters about what you're doing. So for the first time in my life, I noticed that I can see that other people are better than me, ahead of me, doing things in a different way than me. I notice that I'm different, but I'm not trying to keep up with them. And you might think so, but really as a coach, this is massive. This is so massive, because comparing yourself to other people will kill your dreams. It will distract you from every goal you set out to achieve. And I've realised it's been distracting me. You know, those people that are more visible online than me, those people that charge more than me, those people that are fitter than me, those people that have been married longer than me, you know, those people that have got more children than me. You know, all of those things have played a role in my self-doubt soundtrack over the years. And for the first time doing this challenge, I'm not comparing myself. And I honestly think that there is a direct link between me showing up for me every day consistently now for 11 days, doing what I said I was going to do. Now I've built this track record of trust. I don't need to compare myself to everyone else anymore, because I can compare myself to how I was yesterday, and on day 9, and on day 8, and on day 7. So now the person that's inspiring me is me, because since day 1, when I could only hold the plank for 11 seconds, Now I can hold it for 35 seconds over and over again. I held it for a minute. For me, in my version of playing bigger and my version of a stretch, that's massive. So if you're listening to this and thinking hot water, well, that's not very difficult, or 35 seconds, is that all? You are getting distracted on your goals. If you're looking at other people and judging it and using it somehow in a comparison to you, you are not as focused on your goals as you can be. And if you're really, really, really super honest, you will admit that to yourself and go, actually, if I spent more time worrying about my goals and being consistent in my action that I take, maybe I'd be further towards my dreams. Maybe I wouldn't even call them dreams, because actually I could reach out and grasp them in the somewhat near future. So if you are looking at me, which a number of people have confessed in this challenge, and thinking, I don't know if I can keep up with her, she's super fit, please watch the video and see that I am struggling. I am being completely transparent about this being very difficult for me. And there are some people that will look at it and think, God, they think that's inspiring. Those people are judging. They are judging. And they're the same people that will sit in fear in their house of being judged. So if you are the person that focuses on your business and your goals and your happiness and achieving what you said you would do for you, other people will do the same, and it will almost certainly eliminate fear completely. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. You know, has it struck a chord? Do you realise that you are comparing yourself to other people? Are you in fear of judgment? Because everything that I've said is interlinked. And actually, if you build your own track record of trust, which is based on you doing what you said you would do consistently, it will have a dramatic improvement on your happiness. So you are very welcome to come over and join me. It is not too late. It takes 21 days to build a new habit, which means you could start now and still join in the energy of the group. The group is called Playing Bigger with Coach Susie Ramroop, and I would love to have you. Please feel free. In fact, I encourage you to share this post, because it will help someone. And I really hope that that person is close to your heart and you see the benefits in your relationship with them, because ultimately, when you build trust for yourself, you're building it between other people as well. Imagine a set of relationships that had no judgment in them. Imagine feeling that you've never doubted yourself again in your entire life. Imagine that. That's what I'm getting a glimpse of now, honestly, in this last couple of days. You know, now I've got an 11-day track record, and even though it's my profession and I teach this all the time, we're all fallible. You know, not many of us can stay up and stay focused for 11 days. But what I've been really transparent about is that every day I have encountered a mental challenge of some sort. Either I'm too tired, I'm too busy, I haven't got a cameraman, I'm not at home, I have no broadband, I'm on location somewhere, I missed the ferry, the M25's full, I'm in traffic, you know, like whatever it is, there's always something. But if you are 100% committed to showing up for you, for your stretch and not everybody else's, what is stretching for you, and you do it consistently, seriously, fear is evaporating for me. So I hope that was really helpful. Please do share this. I want as many people as possible to benefit from this. And I would love to see you in my Playing Bigger Facebook group. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.